computing depreciation. Is it clear? Therefore, whenever you go for computing depreciation, we first take the depreciable base. What is meant by depreciable base? Depreciable base refers to the amount for which we have to provide depreciation. That is the depreciable base on which you have to calculate depreciation. For example, suppose the original cost of a machinery is 1 lakh. And the salvage value is, say, 10,000. So for straight line method, as well as sum of the years digit method, SYDM, and units of production method, all these three methods, you have to account the salvage value. So original cost, so depreciable base means it is original cost minus salvage value. Here in this case, it is 1 lakh minus 10,000. That means 90,000. That means for computing depreciation as per straight line or sum of the years digit method or for units of production, this has to be taken as the base. Understand? Whereas if you are asked to calculate depreciation under written down value method and they have given original cost and salvage value, don't take this into account. The base is this. On 1 lakh, you have to compute the depreciation.
Sir, unit of production method, any other name, sir?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Units of production method, no other method. It is a usage method. For example, suppose a machinery has been purchased. Its cost is 1 lakh. And this machinery, for example, this is manufacturing ball pen. And see, the person who is buying it, he expects that with this machine, they can manufacture or they can produce 10 lakh pens. That is the capacity. That means once this machine produces 10 lakhs ball pen, then this will create trouble. So they have to just dispose it off. That is the thing in the case of this particular machinery. So in the first year, suppose in the first year, 50,000 pen have been manufactured. What is the depreciation they have to provide for the first year? Under units of production method. What is the formula? The formula is what is the production they have done during the first year? How much it is? It is 50,000. And what is the total production expected from this machine? It is 10 lakh. And what is the amount for which depreciation is provided? 1 lakh minus 10,000, 90,000. This will be the depreciation to be provided for the first year. Suppose in the second year, the machine could produce 1 lakh pens. So what will be the depreciation for the second year? Instead of 50,000, the numerator will be 1 lakh into 9 lakh divided by 10 lakh. Am I correct? So this is the way in which you have to calculate depreciation under units of production method. So here, this is a usage method. You can say this is a usage method, how much they have utilized. Or you take the case of a car. A car is costing 10 lakh rupees. And the purchaser, the owner of the car, expect that this car can run 2 lakh kilometers. That means once the car reaches 2 lakh kilometers in their running board meter, then they will dispose it off. So there, the usage of the car is 2 lakh. That is a maximum which can be run. The car can be used for travel. So in the first year, suppose 25,000 kilometers had been run. What will be the product? What will be the depreciation for first year? So here, in the case of car, what is the total? 2 lakh. So denominator, it is 2 lakh. In the first year, suppose 25,000 kilometers has been run. So 25,000 divided by 2 lakh into what is the cost? Suppose it is 10 lakh and the salvage value is 2 lakh. Then you have to write 8 lakh. Calculate, that will be the answer. So this is with respect to unit. So usage method, units of production is a usage method. I think it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Around we are reaching 200. Shall I start? Already 10 minutes over. I'm not discussing all
Yes.
these slides. These slides,
Yes.
I can, if you want, I can share, because you can comfortably go through it. There is no time for explaining these slides. There are two types of interest calculation. One is simple interest, another is compound interest. These are the formulas. Then there are three rules: rule of 72, 114, and 144. These three rules says, if the interest is calculated at compound interest, and see, compound interest means if nothing is mentioned, it is annually compounding. What is the meaning of compound? Difference between simple and compound? In the case of simple, the interest will be the same throughout. Whereas in the case of compound interest, the interest will be added to the principal, and that also earn interest. So there are two formulas. In the case of simple interest, there are two formulas. One is simple interest. I is equal to PNR. This you might have studied in your middle school level. Am I correct? Second, third, or fourth standard, you might have studied. And similarly, you can have another formula also in simple interest. That is the total amount. What will be the total amount? P into 1 plus NR. So these two formulas you can use if the interest calculation is simple interest. When the interest calculation is compound interest, what is the formula? The formula for A is P into 1 plus R the whole raised to n. And for compound interest, the formula is P into 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus 1. So these are the two formulas which you can comfortably use for computation of simple interest and compound interest. Here, see, one point I would like to stress. In the case of compound interest, a question will be put to you where it is mentioned compound interest, nothing else. So what does it indicate? That means the compounding rest is annually. Otherwise, they will specifically mention compounding rest or compounding quarterly, half yearly, monthly, like that. If it is monthly compounding, what is the meaning? Every month, just like all our retail loan, every month we calculate the interest added to the principal, and that interest earns interest. So that is the point to remember. So in that case, if the compounding rest is annually, the rate means R by 100 and N remains the same. So 5-year means 5. Rate 12% means 12 by 100, point only. Rate 5% means 5 by 100, 0.05. Fine. Next is, suppose the compounding rest is half yearly. What will be the value of R for using the formula? Can anyone tell me? It is R by 200. And N takes the value N into 2. That means if the rate of interest is 10%, for putting in this formula, if the compounding rest is half yearly, you have to divide 10 with 200. So that means 10 by 200, 0.05. So R takes the value 0.05. And then if it is 10 is number of years, or say 5 year, 5 becomes 5 into 2, 10. Similarly, if the compounding rest is quarterly, then R takes the value rate of interest by 400 and N takes the value number of years into 4. Next is monthly. If it is monthly, R takes the value rate by 1200 and N takes the value number of years into 12. This is the basic point you should remember. This is applicable for interest calculation as well as for annuity also. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And next, let me explain something about the time value of money. See, here two formulas are there. See, suppose a person, a customer comes to your bank and he is depositing 1 lakh rupees. And he says, you give me with interest after 1 year. And suppose you are charging, say you are giving 6% interest to the customer. So how much you will pay? Interest will be quarterly compounding. Suppose you on maturity, you pay him 1,06,500 approximately, because it is quarterly compound. So every quarter interest will be added. Roughly, I am explaining. So 1 lakh is giving now, and you are paying after 1 year 1,06,500. What is this 1 lakh? I can say this is the present value. Am I correct? Yes, and sir. What is this 1,06,500? This is the value which he is getting after 1 year. I can call it is a future value. So there are two formulas here in simple interest. One is the present value is equal to, what is the formula? Future value by 1 plus r the whole raised to. Similarly, if you want the future value, it is present value 1 into 1 plus r the whole raised to. These are the two formulas also you have to make use of very frequently. So present value means what is, you are getting 1,06,500 after 1 year. What is its present value? If the interest rate is 6%, then you can calculate using the formula, put r is equal to 6% and n is equal to 1. You can get the present value of the amount which you are getting after 1 year. Suppose you are getting it after 2 years, how to calculate its present value? Put n as 2 and the rate of interest is 10, r as 10, like that, isn't it? So these are all the formulas in with present value as well as future value you have to remember. Next is annuity. Very often a question can come from annuity. So what is an annuity? A very simple example which all of you are familiar is the recurring deposit which you are offering to your customer. All of you must be knowing what is a recurring deposit scheme. Suppose a customer comes and he says, I want to open a recurring deposit for a period of 5 years by depositing 1,000 rupees every month. And suppose you give a 6% interest. This is an example of an annuity. So the customer opens a deposit, a recurring deposit today. He deposits 1,000 rupees as the first installment. And the second installment, he has to deposit next month, any day during next month, or at least before the last day of second month. Even though today is 10th November, if a customer opens a recurring deposit for today by depositing 1,000 rupees, the second installment is due maximum by 31st December. If he deposit any day during December, you can accept it. Suppose he comes, he has not deposited in December. He comes in January. What you will do? You will charge a penal interest because that is for the delay. So that means the customer is committing, I will deposit every month 1,000 rupees. So here this 1,000 rupees which he is depositing is called the annuity amount, and that is represented by the letter A. So what is A? A stands for the amount, the definite amount, which a person gets or a person pays. Suppose a person is receiving every month, that's also an annuity. So there, he cannot change. The first month, suppose a customer deposit 1,000 rupees. Second month, December, he comes, see, I have got 1,200, 1,500. Please take it. Can you accept it? No, you cannot accept it because the maximum, the amount is fixed at 1,000. The customer is promising every month I will deposit 1,000. So this is a fixed amount. So that is the case of an annuity. Number two, he commits that I will make it every month for 5 years. That means 5 years means it is 60 months. So from this month onwards, another 60 months, he will deposit 1,000 each. So that is known as an annuity. I'll give another example. Suppose you have a flat in Mumbai, you have got a flat. You are rented out it for 20,000 for a period of 5 years. So what is the agreement? When you sign a lease agreement with the lessee, see the person who is the tenant who is taking your flat, he has to pay you 20,000 every month. So you are receiving 20,000 every month. So that means that when does he has to pay the first rent? The day when he occupies the flat. That means at the beginning. In the case of recurring deposit or all bank schemes, it is the end of the period. That means during the end, they have to make the deposit end of the period. That means we call it end of the period annuity. Whereas in the case of rent, they have to make it at the beginning. When you lease out to somebody, he has to pay the first month rent in advance. So that we call it is BOP, beginning of the period annuity. So there are two types of annuities. One is end of the period annuity. End of the period annuity refers to, see, the annuity amount has to be deposited or paid or received at the end of the period. So that means annuity can be, just like I told you, compound interest. This annuity, the periodicity can be monthly, it can be quarterly, it can be half yearly, or it can be annually. So if the periodicity is monthly, every month before the last day, he has to deposit in the case of end of the period annuity. If it is quarterly, the periodicity is quarterly, every quarter, before the end of the quarter, he has to make the deposit. Half yearly, similarly, annually, every half year or every year. Now, coming to the beginning of the period annuity, if it is monthly, he has to deposit the amount at the beginning of the month. If it is annually, at the beginning of the year. Okay, so these are all the points to remember in respect of annuity. And there are a few formulas in annuity. I think all of you must be knowing it. I'm not writing it because somebody will be notating in a different fashion. I used to have two things. One is the future value and the present value. There are two types of annuity. First is end of the period annuity or ordinary annuity. And next is beginning of the period annuity or annuity due. Beginning of the period annuity or annuity due. Here, what is the future value? The formula is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1. And present value is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R, the whole raised to n. There is no other way. You have to by heart these two formulas. Sometimes you might have learned it instead of A, maybe C or P, something like that. And this R will be, some of you might have written here. So only the same thing only. So I used to write like this, A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to minus 1, and A by R into 1 plus R, the second formula. Similarly, if it is beginning of the period annuity, the future value, the entire thing you write into 1 plus R. So beginning of the period annuity, the future value is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 into 1 plus R. Similarly, beginning of the period annuity, this is a future value. And suppose we want the present value, you write the entire thing into 1 plus R. So very easy to remember the formula. You have to by heart these two formula. For beginning, you have to multiply with 1 plus R. So looking at the...
Sir, why we have multiply 1 plus R? In what case?
In the case of beginning of the period annuity. Beginning of the period annuity, because in the case of beginning, you are making the payment or you are getting the receipt at the beginning. So it fetches interest from the beginning. Understand? So in the case of a recurring deposit, you are making the deposit at the end of the month. If it is a beginning, you have to make the deposit at the beginning. So that amount start fetching interest from the beginning. Therefore, this present value and future value of the beginning of the period annuity will be more than end of the period annuity. Because you are multiplying with 1 plus R also. That is the reason. So if the beginning of there is an annuity, same interest, rate of interest same, number of years same, annuity amount same. If it is end of the period and beginning of the period, you compare the value of beginning of period will be more than what in end of the period annuity, because you are multiplying with 1 plus R. So these are all the formulas to remember. There is one more formula, and that is EMI. This
Sir,
also there.
Sir,
Yes.
first one, no, which one is annuity due and which one is ordinary annuity?
End of the period annuity is our ordinary annuity. Beginning of the period annuity is annuity due.
No, first one is
Yes,
annuity.
end of the period annuity. This is ordinary annuity. And this is annuity due. Yeah, but if you want me, because of positive time only, I have avoid. If you want to write me to write the full, it is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R. Sorry, this is not there. This is beginning of the period annuity, future value. If you want beginning of the period annuity, present value, it is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 divided by 1 plus R, the whole raised to n into 1 plus R.
Right side part is annuity due.
Yes, this is annuity due, and this is ordinary annuity.
Sir, only annuity due, we have to multiply 1 plus R.
Yes,
Due.
for only annuity due or beginning of the period annuity. So if the question in practical situation, most of the candidates have a doubt, will have some doubt. A question will be there. Which formula has to be used, whether it is end of the period or beginning of the period. You have to read the question carefully. And in practical situation, I can guide you. Our bank's deposit scheme is end of the period annuity. All our bank's deposit scheme is end of the period annuity. Whereas in the case of a rent, this is beginning of the period annuity. Or in the question specifically, they will mention every month or every year at the beginning they have to deposit. Then it is beginning of the period or ordinary annuity. Sorry, annuity. Understand? So read the question carefully and decide which formula is to be utilized, whether it is end of the period or beginning of the period. Look at the question, read it carefully, and it will be very clearly they have mentioned when they have to make the deposit or they have to get the payment, whether at the beginning or at the end. Okay. And there is one more formula. One more formula is EMI. Let me clear this because for EMI means equated monthly installment. All of you must be familiar with this term. But since the computer is calculating, you may not apply your mind. See, this is the formula which the computer uses to fix the EMI. It is P into R. What is P? The loan amount. And what is R? The rate of interest. P into R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n, divided by 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1. So this is the formula for equated monthly installment, where P stands for the loan amount, R the rate of interest, and N the number of years. Okay. Now here, remember, the same formula you can use even for monthly or equated annual installment or equated quarterly installment or equated half-yearly installment. The same formula can be used, but some difference is there. See, if it is EMI, means equated monthly, take it very carefully. If it is monthly, the rate will be rate of interest by 1200. And number of years is N into 12. Remember, if it is monthly, interest rate is to be divided with 1200. That means if it is given interest rate is 6% and you have to calculate EMI. So what is the value of R? R is 6 by 1200. You calculate 0.005. Similarly, suppose N is 7 years. 7 years means 7 into 12. That means 84. So this is the change which R and N undergoes. Now suppose it is annually. You are asked to, the rate of interest is given 6% and the number of years is 7 years. You have to calculate the annual installment. That means the scheme is borrower has to pay every year. What is the annual installment? You can use the same formula. The only change is R will be 6 by 100, 0.06, and N will be N into 1. That means in the case of here, it is 7. If it is quarterly, R undergoes rate of interest by 400 quarterly. That means in this case, 6% means 6 by 400. And N takes the value N into 4. Or here 7 into 4, that is 28. If it is half yearly, R takes the value 6 by 200 because 1 year is 2 half year. This is equal to 0.03. And N takes the value 7 into 2, that means 14. So accordingly, you apply in the formula, you will get monthly, quarterly, half yearly, or annual installment. Clear? Okay. We'll straight away, we'll move on to some of the, I'll just skip this card. Yes, we'll move on to the first question. An amount at 10% compound interest becomes 26,620 in 3 years. What is the principal amount? See, an amount at 10% compound interest becomes 26,620 in 3 years. What are the things given to you? Very clearly, they have mentioned it is compound interest. So interest calculation, you have to use the compound interest formula. Now, 10%. What is this 10%? R. And what is this 26? N is 3 years. And what is this 26,600?
A.
It is the amount he is getting. That means in compound interest, this is A. So now you go to the compound interest formula. What is the compounding interest? Is it monthly, half yearly, quarterly, annually? Nothing is mentioned. That means what? If no mention about the compounding interest, it is, yes, it is annually. Otherwise, they will mention half yearly, quarterly, whatever it may be. So since it is compound interest is alone is mentioned, you can take it as annual compounding. So annual compounding, then R and N undergoes no change. R will be 10 by 100, N will be 3, no change. Therefore, you use the formula A is equal to, what is the formula compound interest? 1 plus R the whole raised to. Here, you know A, you know R, N. Calculate P. How to get P from this formula? Means you want the principal amount, P. From this formula, how do you get P? It is A by 1 plus R the whole raised to. Simplify. A is 26,620 divided by R, 10%. Yes, 1.1 raised to 3. Yes. Simplify it. How much you got? Be fast.
20,000.
20,000.
20,000. Very simple. Okay. We'll move on to the next question. A is investing 1,000 rupees every year for next 5 years at 6%. How much money A gets after 5 years? Is it a question? First, you should decide what is the formula to be applied. A is once again you read, A is investing 1,000 rupees every year for next 5 years.
Annuity.
Yes.
So ordinary annuity.
Yes, in the question, wherever there is monthly, yearly, every year, every quarter, like that comes deposit or receive, means it is a question on annuity. Now, you are fixed, it is a question on annuity. Second, is it end of the period or beginning of the period? How much?
End of the period.
End of the period.
Okay, it is end of the period. Okay, so it is ordinary annuity or end of the period annuity. So what is to be found out? How much money A gets after 5 years? That means what is it?
Future value.
Future value. It is the future value. So future value, what is the formula? The formula for future value is A by R into 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus. This is the formula. Now you substitute what is A? The annuity amount. How much it is? The definite amount which is paying or depositing. That is 1,000. Yes, 1,000. Divided by R. What is R? 6%. So 6%. What is the periodicity of the annuity? Periodicity?
5 years.
5 years.
No. I mean the frequency. Periodicity means the frequency.
Annually.
Yearly, yes. So yearly means R undergoes what change? 6 by
100.
100. This is 0.06. So this by 0.06, isn't it? Into 1.06 raised to 5 minus 1. This is the answer. Okay. So 1,000 by 0.06 into 1.06 raised to 5 minus 1. Calculate and tell me the answer.
6,975.
5637.
5637. It is 5637. I have solved it. It's here. I want to give another point to remember. Instead of every year, suppose it is every month. The question is, A is investing 1,000 rupees every month for next 5 years at 6%. How much money A gets after 5 years? What is the change here? You can use the same formula. Same formula.
Divide with
Yes.
1,200.
Yes.
By 200.
Yes. R becomes 6 by 1200, and n becomes 5 into
N into 12.
that is, so n becomes 60. This becomes 6 by 1200 point. How much it is coming? Not 5. 6 by 1200. We can use the calculator.
0.005.
Okay, 0.005. So that is the only change. You can use the same formula, but replacing the value of R and N accordingly. Similarly, suppose they say it is half yearly, every half year or every quarter, the R and N undergoes that change. I think it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Can I go to the next one?
Yes,
Answer
sir.
is A would like to receive 5,000 rupees every month for 5 years, starting from the end of this month. How much money Mr. X has to invest now if the interest rate is 6% at monthly rest?
Present.
Present value of ordinary and entry.
Yes, this is again because every month is there. So definitely it's an annuity. Since it's a deposit scheme, you can say it's an ordinary annuity or end of the period annuity. Fine. Now, what is to be found out? What is to be found out?
Present value. Present value.
Yes, exactly. Because the question, indirectly they will say, they will not ask what is the present value of that. They will say a person wanted to get 5,000 rupees every month. This is not interest. This is interest including principal. So a person wanted to get every month 5,000 rupees. And this he has to receive for a period of 5 years. Okay. And how much money he has to invest now if the interest rate is 6%? That means this is a question on annuity and you have to calculate the present value. And what is the formula for present value of annuity? It is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R, the whole raised to n. Am I correct? And this is equal to what is A? What is A? Every month, 5,000. So A is 5,000. What is R? R is 6%. So 6% becomes 6 by it is monthly. So 1200. Yes, 6 by 1200. It is 0.005. This is 0.005. 0.005. And n he wanted for 5 years. Means 5 into 12. That is 60. So here denominator will be 0.00. Please mute. Say if you unmute immediately, please mute because the number of participants is 239. If at least one person makes a sound, means it's a disturbance. Please. So A by R 5,000 by 0.005 into 1.005 raised to how much? 60 minus 1 divided by 1.005 raised to 60. Now the confusion or the problem with you, how to get the 60th power of 1.005. Everybody knows? Or if you want to know the shortcut method, I will explain. Everybody knows it? Okay, because remember, you are not allowed to take the smartphone or the scientific calculator in which you can readily take the 60th power. It is not allowed. You can use only the normal calculator. This type of calculator only can be used. So what is, anybody know? Everybody knows it? I will explain. I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain. You take this calculator. We want 1.005 raised to 60. First you type 1.005. Take 1.005. Then into. Again type 1.005. Put equal sign. So you got an answer. And at the same time, on the top left-hand corner, there is a number 3. Fine. Now what you have to do is keep on tapping the equal sign continuously till the number becomes 61 on the top. So you can do it in some few seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds. You can, if your thumb is so fast. Yes. How much is it? 1 point? How much you got?
1.3488.
Yes, yes, it is 1 point. So this is this fraction is 1.348. Suppose you want 84 the power. So you have to keep on tapping until you get 85 on the top. Is it clear? This type of calculator alone, this model is Casio MJ120D. Such type of calculator alone function, because some calculator, if you keep on tapping, answer will not alter. So that calculator cannot be make use of. So now simplify.
GT symbol is there. That's not a problem, no, sir.
Which one? Which one?
In the top left corner, there is GT like that. It's written. Nothing, no.
That is grand total. That is okay. Okay. See what I want. You take the calculator, clear everything. You type 2. Type 2. Okay. Into 2. Put equal sign. You got 4. On the top, what is the number you are getting?
3.
3. Okay. You put equal once again. Answer changed to 8.
Yes.
On the top, it is 4.
So split 10 into 6.
It's 4.
4. Then that calculator is okay. You can use that calculator. No, 60 from where you got. It is 5 here. So 5 here, 5 into 12, 60. So if you want 60th the power, the number should be 61 there. That is the thing you have to remember.
Split 10 into 6. Split is.
Oh yes, that is so possible. That is possible. But then what you have to do? First you take, because you have learned the law of index, a raised to m, isn't it? A raised to m, the whole raised to n is a raised to m into n. So suppose you want 1.005 raised to 60, you can first take 1.005 raised to 10, then raised to 6. In any fashion, you can do it. But then you have to take 1.005 raised to 10 first, isn't it? Then that you have to take the 6th power. I think this is faster, isn't it? But in any way, which is convenient to you, you can use that. There is no hard and fast rule. The answer should be correct. That's all. So what's the answer you got?
2,58,660.
Yes, 2,58,600. Correct. Next question.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Sir, if power is 180, how to calculate, sir?
If power is 180, I told you, suppose you want 1.001 raised to 180. Here you have to split, because most of the calculator allows only up to 120, isn't it? Yes, so what you have to do? 1.001 raised to 18 raised to 10. This is enough. So you type first 1.001 into 1.001, then keep on the equal sign tapping till you get 19 on the top. You write that answer, then that into same answer write once again into 10 to the power 18.
Repeat once.
Okay, sir.
Suppose you want 180, then you take 1.001 into 1.001. Keep on tapping, 1.001 into 1.001. You want the 18. So 19 should come there. So 19 is the answer of this 19. 008 raised 1.001 raised to 18 is 1.01815. Now what you have to do? You have to take its 10th power. So how to get this into 1.01815. Then keep on 11. Keep on tapping till you get 11 there. Okay. Want me to repeat once again?
Sir, in the calculator, 4 into equals 16 3 digit equal digit 4 16 continue.
That calculator will not work. You try into, if you put into whether the answer is changing. Instead of equal, if you put into, whether answer changes?
No.
No, then that calculator cannot be used. You have to take this model calculator, this type. It costs around 400 rupees, 450 rupees Casio. This is also
Casino MJ12SB.
But 12D, sorry. Yes, that's what I am telling. That you have to take a calculator which do this function as I told. That alone can work.
MJ 120D
120D, MJ 120D.
120D. Okay.
12-digit calculator.
So we saw that most of the cashier are not responding, whereas Citizen and other brands are working, sir.
I see.
Most of the cashier are not responding in that is equal to symbol. So we had to go for some local vendor, other vendor. We had to.
No, but this particular model, I went to because just I want to illustrate to you. I went to the shop and I have chosen. See, before buying, I have taken various model and I applied. And the particular one is working, so I have taken it. So this particular model you ask for in the shop, you'll get it.
Sir, MJ 120D is already okay. It's working.
Yes, okay. It's okay. And to see, otherwise, what I can suggest is you when you go to the bank, exam is on holidays. So in the bank, there will be 3, 4, 5 calculators. So you try this particular operation and which one is working, you take it. And next day you can take it back, no? If you don't want to waste this 400 or 500 rupees. That way is also possible. Yes, a company entered into a 5-year lease agreement with an annual rent of 25,000.
You were repeating that calculation actually.
You want me to?
You were repeating that calculation. That time only.
Yes. Okay. So this is the final answer is here. I have told you the answer.
Power 18 and
sir, -1 is not seen in numerator. Last one question.
Means question number 3, no?
Sir, you explained like 180, no? How to calculate like 18, 18 plus something, 8 plus 10 like that you have done.
You want me once again to do that? I'll do it.
In between we were actually.
Okay. See, suppose you want 1.005 raised to 180. This you want. Okay. So what do you have to do? Most of the calculator doesn't allow to get so much power. Maximum 120 they will allow. So in that case, you have to split this into any fashion. 18 into 10 or 12 into 15 according to your choice. Some do. Say I'll take, say it is 10 the whole raised to 18 because 10 into 18 is 180. Fine. Now you take the calculator. Type 1.05 into 1.05. Then keep on tapping the equal sign till you get 11 there because we want 10 the power. So I'm getting it as 1.0511. And this you have to take the 18th power. So now again you clear everything. 1.0511 into 1.0511. Keep on tapping the equal sign until you get 19 there on the top. You are getting it as 2.4524. This is the answer. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you want to use the formula, you accordingly write. So here I have taken 1.06 raised to 5 minus 1. So if it is for a monthly and 10 year means that it will be 120, or it will 15 year means 180. So we'll do some question on that also. We'll move on to the next one. I think this is over. And this question we are discussing, isn't it? A company entered into a 5-year lease with an annual rent of 25,000. The first rental payment has to be made immediately and the remaining at the beginning of every year. Find the present value of the lease agreement if the interest rate is 10%. So what is this annuity?
Present value annuity due.
Exactly. Yes, this is annuity due. See, whenever there is a lease agreement, rent agreement means it's a question on annuity due or beginning of the period annuity. So this is annuity due or beginning of the period annuity. You have to calculate the present value. And so what is the formula for present value? Present value is equal to, the formula is A by R into 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus r, the whole raised to n, into 1 plus r. Some formula may be denominator 1 plus r, the whole raised to n minus 1. You might have learned that formula. You can use the same form because this one get cancelled. Denominator becomes n minus 1. Any one you can use. Okay. Now, what is the value of A? Look at the question. It's a rent agreement, annual rent of 25,000. So the annuity is 25,000.
25,000.
And what is the periodicity of the annuity?
5
Monthly,
years.
quarterly? Mean the frequency.
Annually.
Yes, every year. Every year. So what happened to this 5? Any change?
No.
No, sir.
5 itself. Okay. Then what about R? Rate of interest 10%. So 10% means 10 by
100.
yes, 100. 10 by 100. That means 0.1. So 0.
Sir, a formula 1 plus r undo. Into 1 plus r undo formula.
Yes. Present value. 1 second. No. Present value. Sorry. Future value. So this is not there. Yes, this is not there. For future value, it is there. Correct.
Sir,
1 second.
No, sir. Present value.
Yes,
It is there, present value, sir. Only ordinary annuity is not there.
Present value
Yeah.
and dual.
It is there. You are confusing me. It is there. It is there for both. Beginning of the period annuity for both the formula 1 plus r is there. So 25,000 by 0.1 into 1.1 raised to 5 minus 1 by 1.1 raised to 5 into 1.1. You simplify this. Here it is. How much you got? You got the same answer? It is there, no? This is there. What's the answer you got? Whether it's the same thing? 1,04,252.5.
So 1,04,150.
Maybe you have taken rounding of 2 decimal only you might have taken. What is, how much you got? 1.1 raised to 5? 1.1 into 1.1.
0.610.
610. Only you have taken 610. I have taken 61051. That may be the reason. Okay. See,
No,
look at the answer.
Sir,
See,
we have to take 3 decimal, or we have to round off third one, or 4 we have
4
to
decimal.
take.
4 decimal you can take. 4 decimal you can take. And see, you will be given the options. See, look at the option which is nearer to your calculation that you can choose. Sometimes they have taken only 2 decimal. You might have taken 4 decimal. So a slight variation may be there. Say, look at the answer and which is nearer to your answer that can be selected. Okay. I've taken here 5 decimals, and that's what the variation. Next question. What is the EMI of a vehicle loan of rupees 60,000 at 9%?
So what is the answer, sir? Previous one answer.
1,04,252.5.
Round out, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, how to find the future value formula, present value formula? I cannot understand.
See, there are, I have explained the beginning. You were not there?
Yes, sir, I'm not there.
There is a formula. You have to by heart it. For both beginning of the period annuity and end of the period annuity, there are different formulas. So for end of the period annuity or ordinary annuity, there are 2 formulas. One is the future value. Future value is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1. And second, the present value. Present value, it is A by R into 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R, the whole raised to n. These are the 2 formulas for present future value and present value of ordinary annuity or end of the period annuity. Similarly, if the annuity is beginning of the period annuity, the formula for future value is A by R into 1 plus r the whole raised to n minus 1 into 1 plus r. The only thing is, if you are able to remember this formula. On this, you multiply with 1 plus r. You will get the formula for beginning of the period annuity. Similarly, if you want the present value, it is a by r into 1 plus r the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus r the whole raised to n into 1 plus r. For this answer, end of the period annuity, this you multiply with 1 plus r. You will get the value of present value for beginning of the period annuity. So these two formula you have to by heart, plus that EMI formula also. Otherwise, you cannot solve it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Find the EMI of a vehicle loan of 60,000, 9% repayable in 5 years. I think you can straight, I need not do it, isn't it? Here, you have to use the formula where the loan amount is 60, R is 9%, and 9% means equated monthly. So that means R takes the value 9 by
1200.
1200. What is 9 by 1200? 0.0075. 0.0075. And N 5 years. 5 years becomes
60 months.
5 years becomes 5 into 12, 60. Now straight away use the formula. EMI is equal to, what is the formula? It is P.
Excuse me, sir, why we have to calculate by 12?
Monthly, equated monthly installment. So you have to divide with 1200. And here, 5 year, how many months?
Sir, any interest we have to calculate divided by 1200?
No. You have to look at the compounding rest. If it is monthly compounding, it is 1200. That means if it is equated monthly installment, means it is monthly compounding. Equated half-yearly installment means it is half-yearly compounding. Equated annual installments, it is annually compounding. Accordingly, you have to change R and N. I told in the beginning. So 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1. This is the formula. Right. What is P? 60,000. Into what is R? 0.0075 into 1.0075 raised to 60 divided by 1.0075 raised to 60 minus 1. Simplify it. So only simplification part. Can I skip to the next one? I will share you the solution. You can comfortably do it.
Okay.
1245 is the answer. What is the monthly deposit required for a period of 5 years at 6% to grow it rupees 5 lakh? Please mute.
Future value.
What you have to,
Present
value of 100
Future value has given, we have to find out the monthly.
wait. Let me explain once again. The question is, what is the monthly deposit required? What is the monthly deposit required?
EMI.
Annuity.
Yes, it is the annuity amount. Means, no. Okay, that is okay. Here, what you have to calculate is, you have to calculate the annuity amount. Am I correct?
Yes,
what
sir.
is the monthly deposit required for a period of 5 years? So N is 5 years. 5 years means, what is the periodicity? Monthly. So N takes the value 5 into 12, 60. And interest rate, it is given R is 6%. 6% means 6 by
0.5.
Sorry, 6 by 1200. Isn't it? 6 by 1200. 6 by 1200. You'll get 0.005. Yes, 0.005. And what else is there? You have given 5 lakh. What is this 5 lakh?
Future value.
Yes, you have given the future value 5 lakh. So you have learned, I have given you a formula for future value of the end of the period. What is the formula? It is A by R into 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus. This is the formula. From this, you know future value, you know R, you know n. Can you calculate A? From this formula, how to calculate A?
Sir, ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ഈ end of the year ആണോ എന്ന് എങ്ങനെ അറിയാം? ഈ ചോദ്യത്തിൽ
That's what. See, in all the deposit scheme, you can take it as end of the period annuity. Bank schemes,
Okay, sir,
end of the period. Otherwise, they will specifically mention at the beginning. They will mention, or if it is a rent or it's a lease, then you can take it as a beginning of the period annuity. So tell me the formula. From this, you cross multiply. Numerator will be future value into R. Denominator 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus 1. Now you substitute. Future value is 5 lakh into R 0.005 divided by 1.005 raised to 60 minus 1. Simplify this.
Sir, is this annuity sum or another?
Annuity. Monthly. See the question. I told
Future,
you.
future
every
value
month-
given, present value we will find.
No present value. What is the monthly deposit? That means a person wanted to get 5 lakh rupees after 5 years. After 5 years, he wanted 5 lakh. Sometimes the question may be like this. A person wanted to buy a car after 5 years, and the cost of the car at that time is 5 lakh. How much money he has to save every month if the interest rate is 6%? Same question. They can frame in different fashion. Understand? So here,
Shall we use EMI formula for this?
this is not EMI. This is not EMI. See, 5 lakh is the future value. EMI means that now you are giving 5 lakh. And how much they have to make the payment. That is equated monthly. Here, that is not the question. This is a question on annuity where you have to calculate.
Sir, I'm asking from that formula we can.
From EMI also you can derive. No, but for this particular question, you cannot use. How you utilize EMI formula? How can you utilize? What is EMI?
EMI.
What is
EMI?
EMI?
We can find no.
No, you cannot. You cannot use EMI. What is EMI? You are granting 5 lakh now, and you are collecting monthly. Here, person wanted 5 lakh after 5 years. How much he has to pay every month? That's the question.
Sir, if it is given equated monthly installments or equated quarterly installments, then only EMI formula should be used, no?
Yes. Then there will be question. What is the loan amount will be there? What is the EMI? Or what is the half-yearly installment? Then you can use the EMI formula. Here it is, this is a question on annuity where you have to use the annuity formula. 5 lakh is the future value. And what is the every month deposit he has to make? Means in the case of annuity, you have to find EA. What is the answer you got?
872.13. 872.13.
7166.
7166. This is the answer.
166, sir.
No, you might have somewhere wrong. How much you got? 1.005 raised to 60? Is it 1.34885?
Sir.
Yes, I have solved it.
Yes, sir.
You might have 166. Next, at the birth of a daughter,
Sir,
a father.
Sir, excuse me, sir. This whole raised to 60, how we will find out, sir?
Explained it. Take the calculator.
Okay.
See, the time is going. 1.005 you type into 1.005 you type. Put the equal sign.
Okay.
You will get an answer there, 1.010025. And on the top, there is a number 3. Now you keep on tapping the equal sign. If you tap the equal sign, the number on the top changes from 3, 4, 5 like that. And the answer also changes. That calculator can be used. Then you keep on tapping until you get 61 on the top.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Understood. Okay, thank you, sir.
All except C is the right answer.
Next question. At the birth of a daughter, a father wishes to invest an amount to accumulate to 5 lakh when the daughter is 18 years old. If the interest he earns on the deposit is 6% compounded semi-annually, how much he should invest now? So what's the question? Is it a question on annuity? Is it a
Present
question?
value.
No, okay.
Present value.
Present value. Wait. My question is, you had to calculate present value. I agree. Now, my further next question is, please wait. Is it a question on annuity?
Yes,
sir. It's
Where it is mentioned that the person is depositing every month or every quarter or every year, anywhere it is mentioned? Read the question.
No, he should invest now.
That means what? That means what? Is it a question on annuity? I told you, if when it's a question on annuity, then there will be every month or every year or every quarter or monthly or quarterly or yearly. Any such word is there? No. What is the question? At the birth of a daughter.
Semi-annually is there, sir.
What is semi-annually? What is semi-annually? What is semi-annually? Read the question. Don't pick out some word somewhere and say semi-annually is there. What is the semi-annually? The semi-annually stands for what?
6 months.
6 months.
Compounding interest.
Half-yearly compounded.
Yes, 6% compound semi-annually means it is 6% half-yearly compounding. That is they calculate interest every 6 months and add to the principal and take interest. So that is not, it doesn't mean that he is making the deposit every half year. Is it there? It is not there. What is there? A child has born. At that time, father wanted to wish to deposit an amount, so that this amount should grow to 5 lakh when the daughter attains the age 18. This is the question. So what is this 5 lakh?
present value. We have
Future value.
Future value.
This 5 lakh is the future value. And what is N? What is N? 18 years.
18.
And what is R? 6%. So 6% semi-annually means what? How it will be 6
By 200.
is equal to 0.03. And N means 18 into 36. So these are the things given. What you have to calculate? What you want?
Present value.
You want present value. So what is the formula for present value?
Future value
Future value into 1 plus
Future
and
value by 1 plus R. So future value is 5 lakh by 1.03 raised to 36. This is the answer.
Sir, I'm sorry. What is 200, sir?
compounded and
See, according to the compounding rest, I told in the beginning, this is the problem. If you are not joining in time, that creates a lot of difficulty. See, if the compounding rest is annually, the rate of interest R becomes rate by 100, and N is N into 1. And if it is half yearly, the R becomes rate of interest by 200 and N becomes N into 2. If it is quarterly, R becomes rate of interest by 400 and number of years becomes N into 4. And if it is monthly, rate of interest R divided by 1200 and N is N into 12. This is the fundamental which you might have studied in your schooling. Am I correct?
Sir, the answer. What is the answer, sir?
What is the answer you got? Tell me. Then I'll tell. What's your answer?
1 lakh.
520.
Okay, good. Shall I go to the next one? Yes.
There's some
You can expect
what you have explained.
Sir, it is not annuity. Sir,
can you all others please mute? Now you tell me what is your doubt? Problem. Mute all current and new participants. Yes. What is there?
Yes, sir. They will add the sound.
But I'm not able to mute all.
How much would invest now, like that is asking? The beginning of the.
Sir, a minute. Hello, sir.
I now talk me. You unmute and tell me.
Sir, what
Some
you have
disturbance.
no, you just explain it little, sir, because some connectivity problem was there. That's
Which one you wanted? That 200. How 200 came?
no,
Isn't it?
sir.
Which one?
Sir, on the previous screen one, sir.
1 second. This one. This screen?
This one, sir.
Okay. See, first you should know what is compounding interest. Compounding interest means that is the period at which the interest started earning interest, or that is the period at which the interest is added to the principal and started earning interest. There are various types of compounding interest. It can be annually interest, it can be half-yearly interest, quarterly or monthly. Monthly compounding interest means all our retail loans, your housing, your say vehicle loan, then education loan, all these loans are monthly compounding. That means every month you calculate the interest and add it to the principal, and that interest also fetches interest. That is monthly compounding. If it is, whereas your agriculture loan, for example, agriculture gold loan, it is annually compounding. Every year only the interest is added to the principal. So there can be annually compounding, half-yearly compounding, quarterly compounding, or monthly compounding. All our banks' deposit scheme is quarterly compounding. So like that you have. So here, if the compounding interest is annually, you have given rate of interest and number of years. How you put the value of R and here? To get the value of R, you divide the rate of interest with 100 and the number of years same. You can multiply with 1. So 5 year means 5. N is 5. 10% means 10 by 100.1. That is what I have written. If it is annually compounding, rate should be divided with 100 and number of years multiply with 1. Next, if it is half-yearly compounding, the rate you divide with 200 to get the value of R, and the number of years you multiply with 2 to get the number. Because if it is half-yearly, 5 year means how many half-year? 5 into 2, 10 half-year. Similarly, if it is quarterly rate has to be divided with 400 and the number of years multiply with 4. If it is monthly compounding, rate has to be divided with 1200 and number of years multiply with 12.
Sir, small clarification, sir. Sir, future value, whether we have, present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus NR, one formula is there?
Yes, that is for simple interest. That is for simple interest. Okay, see,
it is compounded, then 1 plus R raised to N, right?
Exactly. See, I have given you two formula. One is simple interest formula in the beginning. Another is compound interest formula. Simple interest formula, A is equal to P into 1 plus NR. Compound interest, the formula is P into 1 plus R, the whole raised to. So if it is simple interest, here P or present value is future value by 1 plus NR. And here it is future value by 1 plus R, the whole raised to N. Understand? A you can take as future value, P you can take as the present value. So one is for simple interest, another is for compound interest.
Sir, please tell me what is the answer? 7,000.
172, 515.
Okay.
What is the effective interest rate if bank is paying interest at 6% at quarterly rest, monthly rest? This question also they can ask. There is a formula for effective.
Sir, that's the share, sir. The previous problem.
There is a formula for effective interest. Effective interest is equal to P into, sorry, not P, 1 plus R, the whole raised to N, minus 1 into 100. This is the formula. Effective interest is equal to 1 plus R, the whole raised to n, minus 1 into 100. Please note that. Now here, take A. What is the compound interest? Quarterly. So take 1 year. So what is the rate of interest? R is equal to 6%. 6% means, quarterly rest means 6 by 400. 6 by 400 is 0.015. Quarterly, 0.015. And n
is equal to
1 into 4, 1 year. So that means 4.
1 year. Okay, 4.
So effective interest is equal to 1.015 raised to 4 minus 1 into 100. This will be the answer. 1.015 into 1.015, 4. How much you got? Answer?
6.99, sir.
6.14. Okay. Isn't it? 6.14.
Yes,
now B. What? 1.015 into 1.015 into, you will get raised to 4, means 1.06136 you are getting. That on rounding off, you will get 6.14. Now, for B, what is B? Monthly rest. So R is equal to 6% means monthly rest means 6 by 1200. Yes. 6 by 1200. How much you are getting? 6 by 1200. 0.005. Isn't it? 0.005. And n is 1 into 12. That is equal to
6.16.
6.16. 0.16. 6 point, rounding of 6.17. Isn't it? Can I go to the next one? So here you remember this formula, effective interest. This formula by heart. Then you can calculate. This is a tool which we use for marketing our deposit. When the customer comes, we will say it is 6%, but effective interest is 6.14, isn't it? Because our deposit scheme carry compound interest. Can I go to the next one? A lent 5,000 rupees to B for a period of 4 years and 10,000 to C. Yes. Pardon? What is?
You can continue, sir.
Continue. Okay. A lent 5,000 to B for a period of.
How will come with 1-3 months? Sir, excuse me.
Tell me.
How will it come 6?
How will? This one. Please fast. Or you post in the chat. Voice is breaking.
0.14, sir.
How 0.14 got?
6.14. How will it come?
That's what. See, this you simplify. 1.015 raised to 4 you take. How much is it? Then subtract 1.
1.0614. 1.0614 it will come.
Okay. You got 1.0614 minus 1. How much you got? 0.0614 into 100. How much you got? Into 100 is there.
Okay.
You're not taking the formula fully. This is the formula. Effective interest, the formula is 1 plus R, the whole raised to n minus 1 into 100. That is the formula. Yes, question number 9. A lent 5,000 to B for a period of 4 years and 10,000 to C for a period of 3 years at the same simple interest. If A gets 4,000 as interest, find the interest rate. So at the same interest rate, A has given 5,000 to a person and 10,000 to another person. The first 5,000 he has given for 4 years, another 10,000 he has given for 3 years. That's simple interest. It's not compound interest, it's simple interest. Put together, he got from A and B together after 4 years and after 3 years, he got 4,000 rupees as interest. What is the interest rate? This is the question. So remember, this is simple interest. So if it is simple interest, 5,000 for a period of 4 years is same as 20,000 for 1 year, isn't it? Similarly, 10,000 for a period of 3 years is same as 30,000 for 1 year. So 20,000 is lent for 1 year, 30,000 is also. So total he has lent 50,000 for a period of 1 year. And he got interest of 4,000. What is R? Simple interest. In simple interest, what is the formula for R? It is I into 100 by P into N. Am I correct? Because the formula is I is equal to PNR. So from this, if you want the rate, it is I by PN, but 100 will be there. So I into 100 by P into N. What is I? It is given 4,000 into 100 divided by what is P? 50,000 into 1. You got how much?
Sir, മനസ്സിലായില്ല.
I'll repeat. See, here it is simple interest. And 5,000 has been given for a period of 4 years. So 5,000 for 4 years, suppose the interest rate is say 10%. Suppose the interest rate is 10%. And say 5,000, how much interest you get after 1 year or after 4 years? Apply the formula 5,000 into 10% into 4 years divided by 100. How much you get? This 0 will go 50 into 500, 500 into 4.
8%, sir.
2,000. No, just so you are getting 2,000. So 5,000 rupees. If he lend for a period of 4 years, he get 2,000. Suppose instead of this 5,000, he is lending 20,000 for 1 year. How much he get interest? He get the same interest. That is what. So 5,000 for 4 years or 20,000 for 1 year gives the same interest. Similarly, 10,000 for a period of 3 years and 30,000 for a period of 1 year gives the same interest. So you can see here the number of years is same. 1 year, the amount 20 plus 30, 50. So if we lent 50,000 for a period of 1 year, he got 4,000 rupees as interest. So this is P, this is N, and this is I. Calculate.
What is the formula for this?
Pardon? Not audible. Can you tell once again? Answer, I got it is 8%. 8%. This is the answer. Answer is 8%. Total amount 20 plus 30, 50,000. Number of year is 1. Year rate of interest is 4,000. So using the formula, you will get rate of interest as 8%. We'll move on to the next one. At certain rate of simple interest, an amount becomes double in 8 years. It will triple.
Please, slide please. Screenshot I will take.
Can you please share this all PPT?
I'll share it. Need not take. You can use your scribbling pad and note down the important points. Need not go for the final answer. I'll be sharing it. At certain rate of simple interest. So it is simple interest. An amount becomes double in 8 years. It will triple in how many years? So there are some rules which you might have learned. Huh?
Rule of 72. 72. Rule 72.
Rule of 72 applies for what? Applies for what? Compound interest. Yes.
Double.
Here it is simple interest. Rule of 72 will not apply.
Rule of 200.
Yes, rule of 100, 200 like that. So rule of 100 is for doubling. So using rule of 100, here it says that an amount becomes double in 8 years. That means what is the rate of interest? 100 by 8. You will get it as, how much you got?
12.5.
12.5.
Rate of interest is equal to 12.5. Now, the next you want to triple. Triple means rule of 200. 200 by 12.5.
16.
You will get 16. Even otherwise, if you apply the logic, if an amount simple interest becomes double in 8 years, it becomes triple in 16 years. Okay, you can use the rule of 100 and 200. Rule of 100 is for doubling. Rule of 200 is for tripling. Similarly, for compound interest, there are other rules. One is rule of 72. Another is rule of 114. Another is rule of 144. This rule for doubling, this rule for tripling, and this rule for quadrupling. That means 4 times. That means this rule says, if you know the rate of interest, to calculate the number of years for doubling, rate 72 by rate of interest. For tripling, 114 by rate of interest. For 4 times, 144 by rate of interest. You will get number of years. Similarly, if you are given the number of years and you want the rate of, so this is n. If you want the rate of interest, then doubling 72 by number and tripling 114 by number of years and quadruplicate 144 by number of years.
So the simple interest in interest.
Sir, 144.
144 by, if you divide 144 with number of years, you will get the rate of interest so that an amount becomes 4 times at compound interest. Similar to this rule of 100, 200, for simple interest, it is rule of 100, rule of 200, rule of 300. Rule of 100 for doubling, rule of 200 for tripling, rule of 300 for making it 4 times. So here it is 16. Next, the difference between the simple interest and compound interest on certain sum of money at 10% for 3 years is 310. Find the sum of money. I think we have done a lot of questions on interest. Shall I leave this? We'll move on to, you want a break also, no? Now, a lot of 2, 3 modules are there, chapters. At least bond.
So fastly, you just go through this, sir, so no problem. No.
Okay. See, the difference between simple interest and compound interest on certain sum of money at 10% for 3 years is 310. Find the sum of money. This is the question. It's an indirect question. So here, what you have to do, you have to, let us assume that amount be 100. If P is 100, you calculate the simple interest and the compound interest for this amount at 10%. So what will be the simple interest for 3 years? P into N into R, 100 into 10% into 3 by 100. How much you will get? 30. Am I correct? If the principal is 100 and rate of interest is 10, 3-year interest is 30 rupees. Now what will be the compound interest? How to get the compound interest? You have to use the formula. What is the formula? A is equal to P into 1 plus R the whole raised to N, or you can use the compound interest formula P into 1 plus R the whole raised to N minus 1. This formula can be used, isn't it? Compound interest. So P is 100 into 1.1 raised to 3 minus 1. This is equal to 100 into 1.3 raised to 3 is 1.331 minus 1. This is 100 into 0.331. This is, you will get 331. Okay. So 100 into, 33.1, isn't it? 33.1.
33.1.
So you got 33.1. So what is the difference between compound interest and simple interest?
So 3.1.
So now you see, if the principal is 100, the difference is 3.1. Here the difference is 310. What is the amount? That is the question. So here it is.
10,000. 10,000.
10,000. 10,000 is the answer. For 100 rupees, the difference is 3.1. Here it is 310 rupees. So the difference is 310 means the value will be 10,000 rupees. How many? One more question. One more question. Shall I leave it here? Or sometimes, and let me explain this also. A would like to get a quarterly payment of 10,000 rupees for 5 years. How much money A has to invest now?
Before some screen particle.
Before?
Before some.
Sharing the PPT.
I'll share it. No worry, I will share it. A would like to get a quarterly payment of 10,000 for 5 years. How much money A has to invest now? If A earns interest at 8%, quarterly rest. And you have given, sometimes the question, they will be given like this, PVIFA, like that, PVIFA 2%, 20%, PVIFA 8%, 5%. What is the meaning of this PVIFA? If you are having that Macmillan text, on page number 58, they have given a table. That is, one table is for annuity, another table is for present value of compound interest. Two formulas are there. So there they use these terms, PVIF and PVIFA. PVIF means present value interest factor. And PVIFA means present value interest factor of an annuity. Always when they say PVIF or PVIFA, it will be followed by these two things, percentage and a number. This percentage represents the interest rate, and this the number of the annuity period of annuity. So it is 8%, 5 means 8% is the interest rate of the annuity, and 5 is the years, 5 year. Okay. And what is this PVIFA 2% 16.3504? This means if the annuity amount is 1 rupee, repeat, the annuity amount is 1 rupee, and the interest rate is 2%, and the number of years is 20. The present value of that annuity is 16 rupees 0.3504. That is the meaning. Are you following me? For an annuity amount of 1 rupee at 2% interest over a period of 20 years, its present value is 16.350. That means a person is depositing 1 rupee each for next 20 years, and he is getting 2% interest. The present value of the annuity payment is 16.3504. That is the meaning. So here, what is the annuity amount? Here the annuity amount is 10,000. So for 1 rupee, this is the factor. So for 10,000, how to get? Multiply with 10,000. Straight away, you need not use the formula. So that is the meaning of PVIFA. Understand? Similarly, or you can use the formula for both. There is a formula. For PVIF, there is a formula. What is present value? Future value by 1 plus R the whole raised to n. Similarly, for annuity, the present value is A by R, isn't it? Into 1 plus R the whole raised to n minus 1 by 1 plus R the whole. There is a formula. So you can use this formula, or you can take the factor and multiply with the annuity. That is the benefit of if it is given straightly. I think it's clear. So PVIFA stands for the present value for an annuity amount of 1 rupee. Here, what is annuity? Here, what is annuity amount? A would like to get a quarterly payment. So what is the frequency of the annuity? Quarterly. So it is quarterly. It is quarterly. And what is A? A is 10,000.
10,000.
A is 10,000. And for how many years? 5 years.
5 years.
This is quarterly. So what is the value of N? 5 year means?
5 into
Yes,
4.
5 into 4, 20. And what is the interest he is earning? 8%. 8% means what will be R?
8 by 400. 8 by 4.
8 by 400. That means, yes, that means 0.02. Or it is 2%, isn't it? So you have to, they have given two things, 8% 5 year 2% 20 year. Which factor you take? That is the confusion. Yes, you have to take this one, not this one. Immediately, if you say 8% and 5 year, if you take this factor, this is wrong. This you can take if it wasn't, the periodicity was annually. Understand? So straight away you can use. So the value is 10,000. What is the present value? 16.3504 into 10,000. That is the present value.
Sir,
So that
please
means you will
repeat
get
again, sir.
63,504. Exactly. Here it is. I have done it in both way. Using the factor, I got 1,63,504. And using the formula also, I got the same answer. Understand? So even without using that factor, you can use the formula and get the present value. Next, we will move on to depreciation. You want a break?
Yes, sir.
Then we'll break.
Yes, sir.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll give a break. So when can you join? It is 11:05 now.
11:30, sir.
11:30?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I doubt, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, PVIF payment, sir. PVIF,
PVIF. Yes, please.
Sir.
Mute, please mute. One second. PVIF means present value interest factor. For example, it is given PVIF 10%, 5. Like that they will give. So this is interest rate, this is 5 year. That means what is the present value of 1 rupee you are going to get after 5 years if the interest rate is 10%. So they will give it is 0.0312. Suppose it's not the exact. So they will be given a factor. So what is this factor says? This 0.0312 means it is that is the amount of the present value of 1 rupee you are getting after 5 years and where the interest rate is 10%. If you take that text, Macmillan text is not here, I think it is somewhere there. I can get it, say 1 divided by 1.1 into 1.1. Yes. See, we have learned the formula present value is equal to future value by 1 plus R the whole raised to. Suppose for future value is 1 rupee and R is 10%. So 1.1 raised to 5. This you are getting 1.1 divided by 1.61051. 1 divided by 1.61051. It is 0.6209. So this is not the answer. So it will be, the question will be like this. PVIF 10% 5 is equal to 0.6209. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is if the interest rate is 10%, the present value of 1 rupee you are getting after 5 years is 0.6209. So if you are asked to calculate what is the present value of 1,000 rupees at 10% after 5 years, what you have to do? This 0.6209 into 1,000. You will get 620.90. This is the answer. That is PVIF.
Sir, on the good number.
You mute, please mute. PVIF means present value interest factor. That means for 1 rupee, what is the present value? So PVIF means always in a bracket, there will be 2 things. One, the interest rate and the number of years. So PVIF 10% 5 year means the present value of 1 rupee you are getting after 5 years at 10% interest. That is 0.0629.
10% annually, sir.
10% annually. 10% annually. 10% interest is 10% annually, and number of years is 5 after 5 years. So what is you are getting 1 rupee after 5 years. The interest rate is compounded annually at 10%. What is its present value? It is 0.6209. So if this fact is given, and you will say, the question will be, if you are getting 8,000 rupees after 1 year, and this is the factor, what is its present value? What you have to do? This factor into 8,000, because this factor gives you the present value of 1 rupee. So for 8,000, you multiply with 8,000. The other one is PVIFA, that is present value interest factor of an annuity. Means you are making an annuity payment for a certain period. And what is its present value? For that is PVIFA.
Sir, in this question, we have given 2 PVIFA, right? 2%
Yes.
and PVIFA.
Yes, the reason is to confuse you. Because if you immediately look, the interest rate is 8% and the number of years is 5, straight away you apply this. This is wrong. Because the annuity payment is quarterly. Understand? The annuity, if the payment was annually, you can take this. If I would like to get 10,000 every year, and interest rate is 8%, and for 5 years you get, then you can multiply, use this factor.
Sorry, in exam, this PVIFA formula, that values will be given or not, sir?
Values will be given. Values will be given.
Sir, in
but not all questions. Sometimes they will give IF or PVIFA. Then you can just multiply with that.
Sir, in this case, 2 PVIFA is given. How we know which one we need to take?
That's what. You look at what is the periodicity. What is the periodicity of the annuity? What is the periodicity of the annuity? Quarterly. So 8% means quarterly. 8% means what is the value of R? Effective value of R? 2%, isn't it?
Correct.
And 5 year, how many quarter?
20.
20. Therefore, you have to take 2% 20, not the other one. Understand? So both they are given to get you confused, which one you have to take. So look at the periodicity, and accordingly you have to choose the factor. PVIFA.
One is for quarterly and one is for annually. Based on the question, we need to.
Yes, exactly. PVIFA 8% 5 means it is the present value interest factor for an annuity where the periodicity is annually, interest rate 8%, number of years is 5. Here, interest rate is 8%, number of years is 5, but the periodicity is quarterly. So since it is quarterly, number of years, 5 year means N takes the value 20. And R takes the value 8% means it is 2% or 2 by 100. So that is the reason. Okay.
Sir, previous slide on the Kanikavo, but answer the PYF and answer slide on the Kanikavo.
Break, we have to assemble at 11.
Okay. You take break, no issue.
Sir, why 2 PVFs are given, 1 PF, so we solve it. Second PF, why?
I told you, just now I replied.
Confusing.
To confuse you, that's all. You have to choose the correct one.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, ഇതിൽ പറഞ്ഞത് ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. അതായത് ഇവിടെ നിലവിൽ ചോദ്യത്തിൽ the rate of interest is 8%. So then 8 divided by 4 we get 2.
Yes.
So we
only one PVF we can take, and
only one you can take. One is wrong. If you take PVIFA 8% 5, that gives you the present value interest factor of an annuity where 8% is the interest rate and 5 is the number of years. Here it is the annuity periodicity is quarterly. So number of annuity payment is 5 into 4, 20. So you have to take that factor, not the 5. 5 means every year is, for 5 years he is depositing, he is getting 10,000. The other one, every quarter is getting 10,000.
Sir, we have tested.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So without considering these values, PVIFA, if we know the formula directly, we cannot do with that, sir.
You can.
Because these are little bit confusing now, sir. So it's better if we know the formula very
this
well.
is fast. See, the formula you apply, it takes 2 minutes. But by multiplying, in no time you will get 1.6305. That is a factor into 10,000. Straight away you will get 1,63,000. Without any calculation, you get the answer. That is that.
We need to take annum, right, sir? We didn't consider that quarterly. We need to take in annum, in annuity.
Look at the question. See, here, if it is annually, the annuity payment is every year, then you can take 8% 5 years. Here, the annuity payment is quarterly.
Okay.
Instead of that, suppose the annuity pay, the person wanted every month 10,000. Then what will be the factor? 8% and 5 year. What will be the factor? 8% will be 8 by 12. Yes, 8 by 12. That is the percentage. And the 5 year means 5 into 12, 60. So the corresponding factor you have to take.
Sir, അതായത് ഇവിടെ 8% ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചോദ്യത്തിൽ വന്നപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ക്വാർട്ടർലി ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അതിനെ 4 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് 2 കിട്ടുന്നു. അല്ലേ സാറേ? അത് മാത്രം ചിന്തിച്ചാൽ മതിയല്ലോ നമ്മള്.
അത് മതി. അതുപോലെ correspondingly you have to change n also. N also 5 year means 5 into 4, 20.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, break how much time, sir?
11:30 will join.
Okay, sir.
Sir, excuse me, I have a doubt. Sir, excuse me. Sir, rule of 100 and rule of 200, please explain, sir.
The rule of 100 and the rule of 200 gives you to find out the rate of interest or number of years. Understand? See, first you should know the rule of 200, rule of 72 I explained, isn't it? One second. Let me clear this. I'll use the screen. In your text, rule of 72 is there. What is this rule of 72? This is a rule to find out either the rate of interest or the number of years, so that an amount becomes double at compound interest annually. So this is the assumption. The interest calculation is compound interest annually, and rule of 72 gives you the approximate rate of interest or approximate time, so that an amount becomes double. Understand? So the rule says, if you want a rate of interest, you divide 72 with n. Or if you want the number of years, you divide 72 with r. You will get number of years or time, so that an amount becomes double. Next one rule is there, that is rule of 114. This is for doubling. This is the rule for tripling. Again, approximate rate of interest to get so that an amount becomes double at annually compounding. It is 114 by n. Similarly, if you want n, it is 114 by r. That means if the rate of interest is 6%, how many years it becomes double? If interest is annually compounding, the question will be like that. What do you have to do? In 6 years, it becomes double. Rate of interest, what do you have to do? 72 by 6. You will get 12 years. 12% is the interest rate. Or they will say the rate of interest is 10%. How many years it becomes double? You have to divide 72 with 10. You will get 7.2 years. So that is the rule of 7. Similarly, rule of 144 gives you approximate rate of interest or number of years, so that an amount becomes triple. You divide 114 with number of years, you get the interest rate. 114 with interest rate, you get the number of years or the time.
So
next
114
rule
is compound interest or simple interest?
Compound interest. All these three rules are for compound interest annually. And rule of 144 gives you similarly approximate interest rate or number of years, so that an amount becomes triple at annually compounded. You have to divide 144 with r, you will get n. 144 with n, you will get r. This is with respect to compound interest. Similarly, there are 3 rules for simple interest. And those 3 rules are rule of 100, rule of 200, and rule of 300. Remember, this is for simple interest.
So rule of 144 is for?
Triple. Sorry, 4 times. 144 is
that is 4 times.
4 times, 4 times. 114 is for triple.
Yes, sir.
72 is for double.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, this is for double. This is for triple. This is for quadruple. So that means what? Suppose you want number of years in simple interest so that it becomes double. What you have to do? 100 by R. Or if you want the rate of interest is 100 by N. This is for doubling. Similarly, for tripling at simple interest, N is equal to 200 by R, or R is equal to 200 by N. Similarly, for 4 times, N is equal to 300 by R, or R is equal to 300 by N. The question will be like this: at simple interest, and amount becomes triple in say 10 years. What is the rate of interest? So an amount becomes triple in 10 years. What is the rate of interest? You use here this formula. It is 200 by 10. You will get 20. That's all. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റിനിൽ PV/IF ആണ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഞാൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും സാറേ?
PV/IF? No, you cannot. No, you cannot use. You cannot PV/IFA if it is given. Sorry, PV/IF is given. You cannot use. PV/IF is for present value. It is not an annuity. Here the question is on annuity. You can use that formula, that factor in the question where at the birth of a daughter, a child was born like that. No, there you can use that factor if PV/IF is.
Sir, till the time, kindly share the PPT, sir.
11:30.
Till the time, kindly share the PPT, sir.
Okay, I'll share.
Sir, I have one question. Sir,
11:30 will I'll join. They want the PPT. I'll share the PPT.
Okay, sir. End of the session, you can share the PPT. I can circulate.
Okay. I'll do it.
Now you are logging out.
Login log off,